Hi, this is your girl Annette, and we are back with the Wear Your Crown Empowerment Series for 2023. It has been an amazing time thus far. I hope you are following, liking, and sharing the rest of the queens who have shared. Today, we have a phenomenal queen. You want to stay tuned. This platform is intended to inspire and motivate you into your purpose. And we do that by sharing a variety of queens, what they do, why they do it, why it's important, and how you can stay connected with them. Today, we have none other than Latoya. Hello, Latoya.
Hi.
Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm glad to introduce myself. My name is Latoya Marie. I am a native of South Carolina, Andrews, South Carolina to be exact. So I am a Southern girl. I am a hairstylist by trade. I love to do hair. I am a multifaceted creative entrepreneur. So I do a host of things. Some of my biggest accomplishments are singing, songwriting. I am an avid crafter. For those who really know me, I love to craft. I make anything from door wreaths to hair bows to you name it, I make it pretty much. So I'm a creative. I'm a creative of arts. I love to do arts, anything in drama, music, theater, you name it. I am an artist and composer at heart. So I do anything concerning the arts. So I'm excited to be here today. Thank you, Annette, for the invitation. I greatly appreciate being able to share my story and enlighten others.
That is awesome. We are honored to have you here. Now, I know, I knew you sang
Mhm.
and I knew you did hair. I did not know that you were a creative. You know, I'm over here now like, oh, she makes bows. She says she does ribbons. She does some other things. My mind is
Absolutely.
like going like, oh, what are we going to make? Because, you know, during pageant season, we make gifts or create gifts for the young ladies. So now I'm like, oh, she said she does a number of things. Let's see how
Yes.
we're going to use Latoya, but let's stay focused. So share a little bit more about what you do, why you do it, how it's important, and how other women can connect with you.
So, well, as I stated before, I am a hairstylist. And just a little bit of my story. When I was in high school, I always wanted to pursue cosmetology, but at the age of 16, I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant at the age of 16, I was no longer able to continue the cosmetology program. So they kicked me out pretty much. So I couldn't do it at home on homeschool. And so the dreams of doing hair just kind of, faded and went away. So at the age of 19, I started working at a federal credit union in South Carolina. And I pursued a career in banking, and I worked there for 13 and a half years. I actually worked my way all the way up to a loan officer.
Wow.
So after pursuing my career for after 13 and a half years, by this point, I was already married with two children. And I had two girls. I have two girls. They're now 24 and 17, so they're not girls anymore. They're actually young ladies. But I do remember having a conversation with my youngest daughter when she was in, I think, about second grade. And she said, Mom, they were having career day at school. She says, Mom, she says, when you were my age, what did you want to be when you grew up? So I kind of thought about that. I said, well, I always wanted to be a hairstylist. And so my daughter said to me, she says, well, Mom, your dream almost came true. And I said, almost came true. She says, yeah, your dream almost came true. She says, because you do my hair, you do Deja's hair, you do my mom's hair, so she said it almost came true. So here I was working at a job that I no longer liked. And it was so crazy because by that point in time, we were given such drastic quotas that were unattainable. And I was beginning to feel burnout in my career. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I really should revisit the idea of becoming a cosmetologist. So it was at that point when my daughter asked me that question that sparked something in me, because as a mother, I feel like we're always telling our children, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be, but yet we settle in careers that really don't bring out the best in us, or doing something that we really don't want to do. So in my mind, I was thinking, God, that is so hypocritical to tell these children you can be whatever you want to be, but yet you're doing something that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? So I
Yes.
was like, you know what? Let me revisit this. Let me really think about this thing. So I told my husband, I said, I'm really thinking about doing this cosmetology thing, right? So at this point, I started doing mobile hairstyling. So I started doing hair. I had my full-time job, but then I was doing mobile hairstyling. I was doing hairstyling in my house, going to people's house, doing their hair. And I really built up a little clientele. I was like, okay, I got a little something going here, so maybe I really might pursue this thing for real, for real. So what happened was, my executive manager of the credit union, he came to me one day and he was like, Latoya, he was like, what do you really want to do? And I said, to be honest, I said, I really want to do hair and I really want to do music. And I said, this is not really where I want to be, but this is kind of where I want to be right now. And I remember he said something that was so profound to me. He was like, well, you know what? He said, we love you here. He was like, go pursue your dream. Now, mind you, in this organization, I was making them millions of dollars a month in loans and credit cards. Okay. And I really thought about it. I was like, but I'm not happy doing this. This is not something that I'm really excited about doing. And I took his advice. I put in my resignation. I gave them my 2 weeks notice and I resigned as a loan officer at that federal credit union. And during that time, my husband and I, we were talking about moving to Delaware. So we said, well, why don't we just do it all at one time? Let's just move and then let's just start over your career at the same time. And that's exactly what we did. So I took a leap of faith. When I tell you I took a leap of faith, I took a leap of faith and I moved here with no clients. I had me and my family. It was just me and my family. I had no clients or anything. I started right out the gate. I remember when I had a conversation with my dad and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I said, I'm really thinking about doing cosmetology. And my father said to me at the time, because mind you, he had just retired. So for him, everything was about, retirement. My dad said, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, you got this great job, you have retirement. Are you sure this is something you want to do? Because, hairstylists, they don't really have things like that, where retirement matches you dollar for dollar, your 401k and etc. And I said, Dad, I said, I really want to do this. And my dad gave me some advice that I will never forget after having that conversation with him. And my father said to me, he said, baby girl, he said, if this is something that you want to do, he said, you better take off running and don't look back. And that's what my dad said to me. He said, take off running and don't look back. And from that moment, when my feet touched Delaware soil, I moved here in June, at the end of June, the beginning of July, and I started cosmetology school in August. So I was only here for like a month and a half before I actually started cosmetology school. So after starting cosmetology school, I did that for a year. Mind you, I wasn't working. So I did cosmetology for a year. I started doing hair, before I even got my license, I started doing hair, building my clientele. And I gave myself my own personal goal. I said, by year 5 of me being here, I want to open up my own salon. That was my own personal goal that I set for myself. I said, I want to open up my own salon. Now, you talk about moving by faith. It was nothing but faith and the grace of God that I am who I am and where I am today, because I know you talk about the power of manifestation and the law of attraction and how all of these things work together. They really work together. Okay. I am a strong believer. If anybody, listen, let me tell you, if anybody knows, I know, because I came here with nobody. I came here with no clients, not even one. And so I completed cosmetology. Did that in a year. After that, I worked in a salon for a year. Even in that, God had everything like orchestrated for me, because the salon I worked in, the owner of the salon was actually an instructor. So everything that I didn't learn in cosmetology, I was able to learn in the salon. So after that, I stayed there for a year, and then I moved to another salon for a year, and that salon owner was also an instructor. So it was kind of like I learned one way, and then I was able to learn a whole nother way, you know what I mean? And it prepared me for where I am right now. So by year three, it just so happened for me that I was able to walk into my own salon and own my own salon, where I came here with nobody. I have been substantially blessed with great clients, great people that I met, just by passing out business cards in Food Lion, or passing out business cards in ShopRite, and introducing myself to total strangers who are still now my most loyal and faithful clients to this day. So that's a little bit about my story. I feel like throughout my life and this experience that I have been divinely guided to do what I do. And I am a living witness that whatever you set your mind to, you can have it. You can do it. All you have to do is just believe in yourself. And for me, I feel like that was the biggest thing, believing in myself. Like, can I really do this? Like, do I have the faith to believe that I can do this? And so I really had to activate the superwoman, the God within me. I had to activate and allow the goddess inside me to come alive to be able to pursue my dreams and my goals. But I feel like, had it not been for my daughter, and I believe that children, a lot of times people don't listen to children, but I feel like, sometimes out of the mouth of babes, when you really listen to what they're saying, sometimes it will cause you to activate and to move, even in your discomfort. It's like, wait, hold on, what did you say again? Let me think about that. And after my daughter said that, that caused me to ponder on my dreams, on my goals. So that is a little bit about what I do as a profession. Now, as a person, of course, I'm a mother. I have two children. And like I said, they're 24 and 14. So I have two girls. And I'm just blessed at this point. With me having my salon, I do specialize in natural hair. I do natural hair. I am all into natural hair care. I am into herbology. I'm into herbs. I'm into natural herbs. I'm into learning and teaching. This is the thing. I educate my clients on the importance of using natural remedies, because I believe that everything that we need is already here. Like, everything that we need. So I educate my clients on natural things to do for hair care, for their skin, for their nails, for their overall health and their body, because I feel like we do perish for a lack of knowledge. We don't have the insight to be able to heal ourselves. And the truth of the matter is, we can heal ourselves. So I'm really big on herbs. I'm really big on anything from nature's garden. I'm really big on that. I actually had a testimonial from one of my clients today. She came to me and she says, Latoya, she said, did you notice anything different about me today? And I was like, now she's 80, she's in her 80s. And I said, well, I noticed you wasn't walking with your walking stick. And she says, yes. She said, but I got to tell you something. And I said, well, tell me, mother, what's going on? And she said, you know what you told me to get? She said, I got everything that you told me to get. And she said, she's been taking it faithfully every day. And she said, I just got to give you my testimony. She said, I was having real problems with my arthritis. She said, my arthritis is under control. She said, my blood sugar levels are the lowest that they've ever been. Okay. And she was telling me like some of the other things. She said, and it's all because I was doing the natural things that you told me to do. So I'm really big on educating my clients. I tell people I do more than just hair. I do hair. I love making people feel beautiful. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's an overall thing. It's more than just the outside. It's the inside that needs help too. So I try to assist my clients with things that can help them on the inside while I work on the outside. You know what I mean? So that's just a little bit about what I do as a profession. I'm really big on that. I am a singer. I am a songwriter. I love to sing. I love to songwrite. I do music with my family. So like I said, I do an array of things. My biggest passion is being able to create. I love to create. I feel like God put me on this planet to create. And it's people like me, the hairstylists, the painters, the artists. I feel like we're the ones that create the color for the world. You know, we create all the excitement, the drama, and all of that. Without artisans, the world would be boring. If there were no Michelangelo, or you know, if there were no painters, no sculptors, no musicians, you know, the world would be boring. But
Right.
I'm excited to be a part of the crew, also known as artisans, and I'm just excited about my journey and where I am and where I'm going. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
You shared so many fabulous things, and I got a confirmation. Let me tell you how good God is. Everyone who has recorded their story has been a confirmation for me.
Wow.
And I was sitting here and I was like, don't start crying in the live, Lord. She ain't even talking to you. She's talking to everybody. But I did a podcast. It was slushing the other day. And I took my dog out and I could see like my footprints, right? And I did a live initially saying, you need to pick up your feet when you come outside because it's slushy. If you don't pick up your feet, you're going to fall and you might hurt yourself. You know, you just want to be careful. So, and then I turned it off. And when I got to the park, he was like, say that again. And I was like, pick up your feet. And I had walked around 3 times at this point. So the first time I walked around, it was still slushy. The second time it was still slushy, but I was walking on like my runway walk. So the footprints and the steps were like a little closer. And the last time it had started to melt and it was just raining. So they were like, I was dragging like the heel of my foot. Like, you know, like I had flip-flops on or something. And he said, say it again. I said, pick up your feet and start moving. Plan to plan whatever you're going to wear because it's slushy out here. Because, you know, we want you to be safe. We want you to be mindful of, you know, where you're going, what you're about to do. He said, say it again. And I was like, what is going on? Pick up your feet and start moving. And make sure you plan where you're going. He said, say it again. And I was like, oh. Pick up your feet. And you said that. You need to start moving. Your dad, I think, gave you that confirmation to say move. So this is the season we've had an opportunity to sit, to think, to pray, to ponder, to figure out what is going on as we've been locked up for about a year or two. So now that the world is opening back up, we've had a lot of people starting businesses and thinking about doing things. Pick up your feet and start moving in that direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I do feel like after COVID, I do feel like it was a great awakening. There was a shakeup that actually happened on the planet. And for those who are conscious, they know that something happened during COVID, because out of COVID, you know, it really made people take inventory of themselves. You know, it gave us time to like stop and say, wait a minute, what am I doing? Do I like what I'm doing? Am I doing what I'm purposed to do? Or am I supposed to do something else? You know, and just having to be locked down for those 2 months really made us all, you know, really say, wait a minute, I might not like what I'm doing. And it made people birth businesses.
yes,
it made people
and
start
learn about their
podcasts.
skills and talents.
Yes, out of our abilities. I had this one, I did this one speech one time, and it was called The Walking Dead. And I was talking about how a lot of us who are not really living out our full potential, who are not really living out the purpose that God created us, are literally walking around like the walking dead. Because even though we look like we are alive, we're really not, because we're not doing what we're called to do, you know? And so I feel like you said, having to sit down and really think about it, we really need to really start putting faith to work, you know? And I am in avid believer in spirituality and the law of attraction, manifestation, how all of this works. Because whatever your dreams and goals are, I'm learning that God will put the correct people in your path, right? So
Yes.
it's not our job to worry about the how. You know, we should never be concerned about how it's going to happen. That's never our job. Our job is to, like Habakkuk says, to write the vision and make it plain, right? So once you believe and you don't doubt in your heart, okay, I'm believing God for this. That's it. If you have the faith to believe whatever it is, then the people who are assigned to you are going to come and be assistants to whatever your dream or your goal is. Now, one thing I will say that I've noticed on my journey is a lot of times God will use total strangers. I mean, it's not the people who are directly connected
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
It's people you don't know.
Yes.
You know?
I agree. And oh my goodness. It's not what it looks like. Like we so quick to judge people who are coming, like, why are you? But I have gotten words from people. And if I was closed-minded or one of those people who are like, you don't look like,
Mm-hmm.
it may not look that the answers may not come, or the word or that so may not come in a nice pretty package that you're expecting it to come into.
Oh my.
But it's meant for you. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, some people are like, you are so nice. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. I'm just me. But I know that there is power, period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So I know that he has used a variety of people. So who am I to be like, oh yeah, but you don't look, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't have, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't do.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not doing that.
Right.
We're not doing that.
Right.
Everyone is welcome. Unless you're moving in malice,
Mm.
then we're good. Let's go.
And you know, and I feel like that is where we mess up at, because we look for it to come one way. And I'll share a little bit of my story. When I moved here, my father is from Delaware. So most of all of my father's side of the family live here. And none of my family are my clients. So everyone who comes to me is a total stranger that I've never met until they came to sit in my chair. So
Wow.
my brother said to me one time, he was like, how you come up here and all these people, you know, he said, who did their hair before you came? You know, and I laugh about it, but I'm understanding and I'm learning that those people who are assigned to you, it does not matter. It does not matter. They are going to find you. They are going to attach themselves to you to support your vision. Listen, I'm telling you, I came here with nobody. And I've been in business now for 4.5 years. I've been in business now for 4.5 years, and I came here with no clients. So I'm telling you, I'm a witness. Like, whatever your dreams and goals are, whoever you are, whatever your dreams and goals are, if your ambition is to be an author, if your ambition is to do podcasts, if your ambition is to do real estate, if your ambition is to own a Fortune 500 company, be the CEO of whatever, if you're making candles or if you're making body oils and incense and whatever your dreams, whatever your goals are, listen, you can do it. My family, we say this thing that T.I. says, you can have whatever you like. And really, you can. You just have to believe that you can. And like I said, and those people who are assigned to you will come and attach themselves to you to be a support to whatever your vision and your goals are. So I am a strong believer in that. Absolutely.
Look, I received everything. Everything. And mind you, I need to come see you because I've been talking about getting my hair twisted, not necessarily the sister locks yet,
Okay.
because I like changed too much.
Okay.
But starting my twist, I still want to keep my shaved cut, but I want the top of my hair to start growing. And I need some hands that I know work.
Hey.
I need some
Listen.
hands that I know work. So, you know, I want to start that journey. And I've been looking for people. Didn't even think, right, right. I asked my friend, and then I just asked a lady at the job, and here you are saying this is what I do.
Yeah.
So yes, we just ladies, if you did not listen to the beginning, I'm gonna need you to go back, start from the beginning. Make sure you check out Latoya. So how can we follow you? Where is the shop? How do we get all natural and glammed up?
Okay, well, my salon is actually is outside of Wilmington, right before you get to Claymont. It's Glorious Beauty Salon and Boutique. The address is 1035A Philadelphia Pike, so right outside of Wilmington. I am on all social media platforms, so that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, and they're all the same, Glorious Beauty Salon. My Instagram is gloriousbeautysalon.boutique. So you can find me on any of your major sources. You can just Google Glorious Beauty Salon. You can see all my pictures there. The reviews are there. All the information concerning the salon is all listed there on Glorious Beauty Salon and Boutique.
Now,
Yes.
I was supposed, y'all, that's my fault. I was supposed to be sharing the page, but I don't. My poor baby, she's just having technical difficulties. She's like spinning around like she's an AOL. Just
Oh my God, like a dial-up.
that's where she looked like when I went back to share the screen. But the information is below. If you're watching us on YouTube, you know it's below. If you're watching us on Facebook, it's above us. The information is there. If you're listening to us on Instagram, you know it's to the right or the left of us. So make sure you like and share and follow and go get your hair did. You heard what she said. She does a little bit of everything. And you already know her hands are blessed. You see her hair, right?
Thank you.
And and if you've seen her daughter or her sister's hair, you already know she handling business.
Thank
So
you.
make sure you check her out. Latoya, thank you so much for sharing. It was a pleasure having you on the 2023 Wear Your Crown Empowerment Series for women and girls.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure. You guys, make sure you follow. Make sure if you have not watched the rest of the Queens and the ones that are coming next Tuesday, that you go and check them out. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.